3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the battlefield. Welcome to the war.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't grow up around kids like that, but I got you. Let me play this video. And the fact that this generation is worse people than we were is like almost like it's like how could it be? But anyway,
You think so? All right, really? Worse?
let me play this video right quick.
Way worse.
This is what it looks like when a cop when you have black people with lower impulse control, lower gratification. Like, because remember, the Sun Man, if he's a cop, he has all the Sun Man traits. He's just maybe an upstanding citizen or a good guy or whatever. But when pressed, this is why you wouldn't want to have all Sun Man cops in the black community, because it would be worse.
Where they at?
Damn.
I think that's better. I don't
got all
think that's
that.
worse.
I got all that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not touching them.
That might be Philly. Yeah, on every corner.
Yeah, we need, and in a major city like New York, they need like 100,000 to 500,000 cops. And I'm no shitting you. That's how much they need to solve it.
And you know what? Even if they wanted to do something like that, I don't think that there's that many people that would be up for the job in order to get the numbers.
They could have tanks and drones on every corner. It's simple, but they don't
Drones, yeah. Drones are going to change the game in the future.
The prosecution releasing video of the incident.
New surveillance video released today by prosecutors shows Ingram walking on his own while being led by officers before the beating, but just minutes later, after taking him to an area away from the cameras, Ingram can barely stand and has to be carried into the transport van.
Do you see his legs kind of dragging there?
Ingram was found dead inside that van hours later after suffering a punctured lung. Following a months-long investigation, authorities yesterday arrested these four guards, Jeremy Godbolt, Christopher Rallone, Kirk Walton, and Ronald Connor, for their alleged involvement.
Misconduct, abuse, or criminal behavior have no place in Florida's correctional system.
Four corrections officers facing the other side of the law accused of beating to death 60-year-old inmate Ronald Ingram.
Next story. So they killed up a whole white man.
If behavior has consequences.
Why y'all gotta, I'm on a chase or something?
I gotta catch up to you, right?
24-year-old Dyrell Chaplin.
Why you gotta be, grabbing me?
I just don't want you running.
Doesn't seem worried.
I can't just give my name instead so I can hurry up the process. I really gotta go.
He has people to see
I gotta get to my mom's because I got a funeral in the morning for my auntie.
and live streams to host.
Brendan Rez in broad day, that's me.
When Milwaukee politicians talk about reckless drivers,
they literally have no respect for your life.
Police in southeast Wisconsin have stopped him 35 times.
I'm in a wreck.
All of it with no plates, no registration, no insurance, and no license.
You don't have no ID on you, Adam?
No.
Got driver's license on you? No. No driver's license?
But I'll tell you my name so I can hurry yourself.
Oh, you don't got your ID on you?
Yet every time police stop him,
Bro, you need to take over the speed, man, okay?
they let him drive away.
I mean, you just let him go to continue violating the law.
One officer even left him with this.
Do me a favor, slow down, right?
We need to just, the way they do things in Nigeria, how they had that, what was the shit they was protesting last year, about the police brutality?
Yeah,
That's what the fuck they need to do here. I actually agree with that shit. I don't understand what's wrong with that. Like, if you doing some wrong shit, get your ass beat.
they need to send us back. That at this point, that's the only cure. If gliders were shrewd as their predecessors from the 15th century and 14th century, the ones that got in boats, rickety boats, and traveled across uncharted waters and encountered people that they never encountered and dominated them and took their land, that shrewd group of gliders would look at these modern gliders and they wouldn't even recognize them.
I'm not gonna lie, like, because of, like, I see how these cops and stuff act, you know, I don't trust myself with a gun. I know I'm liable to do some wild shit, so I don't trust myself with, you know, that. So, and I feel like the average Sunman, he cannot keep a weapon of that sort, whether it be a vehicle, a gun, because we just can't control our emotions.
Exactly.
Next story. So
I see some channels where the content is great and they don't get likes too. I mean, then I see other channels where the content is just, you know, middling or just run of the mill and a bunch of likes. I think it's I don't know what the how to get people. I don't know what you do to get people to hit the likes. I haven't figured that one out. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have that privilege. You gotta have that like button privilege.
Oh yeah, like button privilege, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And we gotta get some of those other channels to denounce their like button privilege. You know. So let's see.
Oh yeah.
This kid, man. Because that's the one that y'all need to see. Okay. Here we go.
What was there hidden footage or something?
No, they're changing. They're there's footage, but they're trying to act like this black cop is. I'll tell you in a second.
Tonight, a 12-year-old boy fatally shot in the back by Philadelphia police, now identified as Thomas Siderio, according to authorities who allege the boy fired at multiple officers on Tuesday night. This was
okay. So right there, that's what it was. This fucking little fucking twerp, he fired on the officers and he shoots back, and now he's fucking being charged with murder. Oh, you know what they thought, Jimmy? They thought I was going to take a different narrative because the fucking little piece of shit is white. They thought
they thought you were gonna stick up for him.
They thought, yeah, they probably thought it was maybe that, or some other way I was gonna go with it.
Oh, against the black cop because you hate black people.
Yeah, I hate black people. Black cop is you know,
I hate my gums because they black.
Right. Thank you. Salute B More 1990. She one of the day ones too, man. Salute, man. We got a lot of day ones in the building, man. Salute, man.
Because we just can't control our emotions.
Exactly. We would have never invented the gun. If we were left alone in Africa for a gazillion years, you could come back in a gazillion years and we would have never. We'd still be in mud huts. And we'd still be painting our faces with like dried ashes and fucking water. I'm serious. We
Might
would
be
have
peace
never,
on earth, though.
Exactly. No, it would be violence, but it would be at a level that could be understood. We would have never invented the gun, or the car, or the plane. These are all things that gliders invented.
True story. In the 80s, when compact discs came out, black people thought aliens came to the world.
Swear to God.
We thought the government had at Area 51 some aliens that. Think about it, y'all. One day we're fixing tapes with a pencil and winding it up, and the next day there's music on a disc and you can't see the shit. It's shiny.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense to us. Real shit.
I mean, I do believe in aliens, but I don't think they did that shit. But that's a whole nother.
I mean, that's a joke, but I'm saying we were like, damn, what the hell is this? Niggas was like, yeah, whatever.
Anytime any of that type of technology hits the private sector, you know that it originated from NASA or space exploration.
While police searched around UDC, 3 other men were shot a few hours later about 3 miles away. It happened on Kennedy Street Northwest, just north of Petworth. All 3 of the victims are expected to survive, and police are looking for a man as a suspect in connection with it all. Just a mile and a half north, and about 30 minutes later, there was another shooting. This one on Blair Road, just south of Eastern Avenue. It involved a man who uses a wheelchair.
All right, guys. I know that guy who's in this wheelchair. I used to live in this building, and he would hang out over there. And every time I would go over there, he would, you know, he's a bilateral amputee, so no legs at all, no legs.
Everybody, In the Negro community, the opposite of square is, how about A, round? Or maybe B, up? Why not C, down? Or maybe D, hip?
And he a jive talking dude. He not gonna get you in no deep conversation, but he like, hey, what's up, player? How you doing? I see you, man. Da, da, da. And we would chop it up like that. I'm not saying we talked about nothing deep.
It's time for the answer, folks. The answer, as every good brother and sister know, is D. The opposite of square is hip.
Because I just learned that he got in that wheelchair. He was in a car accident where both his daughters and his wife were killed. And he lost both his legs. So I was like, dang, I didn't even know that. Because we talked maybe 20, 30 times. Just short, little conversations when I'm going to the gas station, or something like that. Because that's my store too. The gas station was like a store too. And he'd be out there most of the time. I'd be like, you need anything? He'd be like, yeah, man, just give me a Gatorade. Just give me a big Gatorade. I bought him a Gatorade every time I went in there, or asked him whatever he wanted, get him, because real nice guy. And to think that some young dude, I don't know how he got into it with some young dudes, but this neighborhood's changing. This neighborhood changes a lot. But now it's so bad that this guy, by a lateral amputee in a wheelchair, gets shot by some Sun teens after an argument. They shot him. Some young whippersnappers in their teens got into an argument with this guy. I don't know how they did it. He's the sweetest guy. But then didn't walk away, shot him.
Public safety has just been like our biggest issue the past year for both our ANC as well as the community. And, it's a very complicated issue.
A very complicated issue means that there is no solution.
I think we come up with the best solutions sometimes when we have this kind of tension present.
In Suitland, Corey Smith, News 4.
So whatever money this guy's asking for programs, you can give him $1 trillion. And he can put $1 billion in this program, $1 billion in that program, $1 billion in this program. It's not going to change anything. There's no solution to this other than a crime bill.
And tonight, Mobile's new youth violence prevention coordinator stepping out in his first campaign to fight gun violence.
I get it. Teen life can be tough.
Old Christopher Williams. They say, all right, with the single mothers, we gotta reach the single mothers, man. Oh, Shabbat boy. Hey, man, whatever it takes, man.
I get it. Teen life can be tough. Pressure to be this and to do that is constantly in your face. Do you know what else is becoming too constant? Teen gun violence. And honestly, it's got to stop.
Okay. I'm a little confused. Because they preach that midnight basketball and rec centers is the solution. But in their campaign, their commercial for their campaign, they got the basketball court getting shot up, man.
And, it's a very complicated issue. We're seeing rising crime happening all across the city and, of course, in Van Ness as well, too. And I think for us, we just want to be as much of a collaborative partner in making sure people feel safe and people are safe in the neighborhood itself.
If you know anything about any of these shootings, give police a call.
Now we have to respond to that. So it would take us time to enact that. You see what I'm saying, sister? So y'all spent a lot of time and energy asking for what you have now. So it's going to probably take that same amount of energy or more to reverse it. Now that y'all see that it ain't really all it's cracked up to be.
But it was the explosion of emotions.
My son was murdered. Stop the plea deal.
For the clearest indication of the trauma they've endured as violent crime rises.
We got to talk truth here. And I'm a survivor shooting victim myself. I have a rod in my leg. So you're not going to silence me nor my people.
That's what crime does, is it causes that kind of pain.
The statistics tell part of the story. While the 24 murders so far this year represent a reduction compared to this time in 2021, robbery, assault, and carjackings are all on the rise.
And they surmise that we need to focus on juvenile offenders. And of course, some people mad. You focusing on the kids, but that's who's doing it. Your kids. 15 to 25. And really 15 to 35, but 15 to 25 is just that. Now think about that. 24 murders in the richest Sun County in the country. 24 people have been murdered there. It's April, man.